FragPunk just got a massive developer update where the game producer chimes in and answers the most asked questions. They discuss things like the movement systems, the footstep optimizations, also where they see the future of the game, including the recent balance optimizations and changes. With that also comes a brand new March 19th patch. And yes, this is another patch. We also got some additional FragPunk highlights, which leads us on to some community mentionables. We got a ton to talk about. What's up, world? It's Utopia back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things FragPunk. Okay, so first up here, we did have that letter from Zin, who is the game producer. So this is a very important letter, especially for the game's future, and just understanding their overall philosophy. First up here, they do mention that they're keeping up with all the discussion and feedback that you've shared with FragPunk. They do appreciate your input. They've been working non-stop since the PC launch to test and optimize. And over the past week, they've launched an update almost every single day. And yeah, they literally have. In fact, when you look at it, we got a patch on March 11th, the 13th, the 15th, the 18th, and now the 19th. So pretty crazy there overall. They're keeping this game up to date as much as they can. Now they do want to walk through the general latest optimizations and adjustments. So the first one here was a question about the footstep sound optimizations. They did hear some feedback on footstep sounds and made improvements in this update to enhance the footstep sound experience. They're reducing the interference from both your own and your teammates' footsteps. Seems like games always get that wrong right away. They make the teammates' footsteps way too loud, but I'm glad they're making the adjustments there. That actually moves us on to our second question here, which is about movement speed optimizations. There's actually a lot of philosophy stuff in here, so we'll go over this. Is a pretty in-depth one. They said that FragPunk focuses on shard cards, where attackers and defenders clash in the mix of strategy and gunplay. That's all incorporated with strategic depth and tactical options. Now they actually provide real-world data here. They say to look at the data from the test of ranked matches. Now this means the play test and the beta test. This isn't the PC launch. They noticed that attackers were planting the converter in an average of 42.3 seconds, about 14 seconds faster than previous tests. This was the latest test that they just did. This means in many matches, attackers were able to execute fast plans with high rush success rates, leaving defenders struggling to hold off the first wave of attacks. Where they go on here to elaborate that they worked on the issue from several angles. During this time between the closed alpha and PC launch, such as expanding the map size, reducing effectiveness of jump shots by increasing bullet spread while jumping and shooting. However, at higher movement speeds, defenders still faced too much pressure. In the end, to maintain tactical depth and a rich gameplay experience in Shard Clash, they decided to slightly reduce the mobility, and they also made significant map changes, while also adding over 50 new shard cards and adjusting some hero skills for launch. This comprehensive approach aims to keep the gameplay dynamic while introducing more strategic possibilities. After launch, they received a lot of feedback and suggestions, and they understand that even the smallest changes can have a big impact on the player experience in an FPS game. Because of this, the team has been very cautious with any adjustments to the values. After extensive testing, they have found there was room to fine-tune the movement speed. So they've increased the overall weapon movement speed, with submachine guns and shotguns getting a big boost, or at least the biggest boost of the bunch. They've also added adjustments to other weapons based on their in-game performance. And they do mention here, of course, it's not just about tweaking numbers. They've also fine-tuned various scenarios like sprinting, ADS, jumping, walking to improve this overall feel of the game. Plus, since sliding is such an important part of movement, they updated the slide mechanics to make it smoother and enhance the flow of the gameplay. Their goal here is to enhance mobility without compromising the game balance or even strategic depth. More importantly, we hope the adjustments there will enrich the overall gameplay experience. So a lot of stuff here using some real-world data. That's why they did the movement speed adjustment originally. People were upset that they nerfed that movement speed, made it a bit slower, but they have brought it back up and in line with kind of how beta was. Also, with certain weapons, they do move faster. Now, I did cover some sprint speeds in my previous videos, but as I showcased in those, I don't have footage from the previous, or at least not enough to tie together how fast it would be. I have that footage now, so if they do ever make any more adjustments to movement speed, I can then go back to that one and compare how it was. Now we have the balance optimizations here. They say additionally they've made some balance adjustments to certain characters, shard cards, and secondary weapons. We've been over these already, basically Chrona's blinding range, Jaguar's detection, and even optimizing the collision with Nitro shields. They've also removed some problematic casting spots, which does relate to Nitro shields. So in my last video I said I didn't really notice a difference with Nitro shields, but if you look at this spot specifically, you can no longer cast a shield up into this corner. So before, there was a lot of spots on different maps that you could cast up into and actually get onto. This seemed like way too much of a gameplay advantage, so I'm glad that they removed those. Was cool for the time being, but yeah, just way too strong in any game or gameplay scenario. As mentioned here, they lowered the burner's ammo from 2 to 1. The reason being is burner had a 13-second cap, cast time. Since there was 2 of them that made 26 seconds that you could basically prevent someone from pushing on defense and attack, it was quite strong. They lowered the Big Head's multiplier, decreased Infernal's Howl and HP, which was a strong card, and they've adjusted the points cost of several shard cards. If you want to see all those balance changes in depth, I do go over those in a previous video that I'll link to down below. Last up here, they have some closing statements that FragPunk is a competitive game made for the long run. They of course do value your feedback, and looking ahead, they'll continue to optimize a game to provide an even better experience. Their goal is for you to have fun and enjoy the game. It's been awesome to see overall how they've been provided feedback and been so receptive to it. They've done such a good job even a few weeks after launch. Next up here, we do have some highlights here from some larger streamers. This first one is another showcase of the card Let Them Hear You.
Let them hear you card. Let's scream. If you talk louder, you run faster so we can get back to the spot.
So if I talk louder, I'll run. Yo! Wait for... Yo!
Which, as you can tell, yes, I love when this card does come around. At least when people have microphones, as it is just really fun to use. And now that they buffed it, it is pretty good. At least for movement speed that everybody wants anyways. We also have this decent clip here from iShowSpeed.
To the right, there, to the right, to the right.
Oh my god.
You know what he said? He said.
Got him, dead. One more.
He got bombed.
Oh, Terry.
Where is he?
No, almost got to a bomb. We good.
Oh, the bomb. This shoot.
He's right here. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Seems like you might be finally getting the hang of things. It is also nice to see larger content creators pick up the game. Jumping back to it, we did have that March 19th patch notes, where again was another hotfix, or they're considering it a hotfix. This one was revolved around bug fixes though. They fixed an issue with in-game sounds that were abnormal. They also adjusted boundaries on certain levels and fixed collision volume in some areas. Again, I showcased that one with Nitro that they kind of fixed, but they're also working on different barriers. And I believe even that spot added a second barrier right there too. They also fixed a first-person arm color issue for Chum's mechanical miner skin that was incorrect and was customized to the color violet. There was an issue where the flames remained after flame hounds, or the infernal hounds. Again, just a bit of a translation issue there. Even after that infernal hound was eliminated, there was also an issue where the reject button did not function when a teammate initiated a shard point handover, which is a request you can do to hand over all the shard points to one person. There's actually a topic about this over on the subreddit. It seems like people really don't want this to be an auto agree. Essentially, you have to reject it when it does happen. Otherwise, one person gets funneled all of your shard card points, so it kind of makes like a team captain. Anyone can initiate it just by clicking a button. I think that's some definitely good feedback there. It should definitely not be auto-agree. Hopefully that's addressed or at least adjusted in the future. I also fixed an issue where the client did not synchronize in a timely manner after the player honor credit does change. I actually had this issue myself. I hit grade B, but my client was still telling me grade C. Took a little minute for it to update. I'm glad they made the adjustments there. We have 2 last-minute mentionables here. If you didn't know, FragPunk did make some waves this week, hitting number 11 on the Steam's weekly bestseller, and number 3 in the free-to-play. So pretty huge for the game and nice to see. Obviously, as a free-to-play game, those skins do seem to be selling quite well. This other last-minute mentionable here is about GeForce Now. The day the servers went down is actually the same day that went live. I completely forgot to talk about this one, but yeah, if you don't have a really good PC at home, you can always use GeForce Now, and it will essentially allow you to use NVIDIA's servers and NVIDIA's computers, and that way you can play from your home. But you will have some latency there as it is being streamed through the internet. Still, it seems like a lot of people are using this platform, as that's the same day that the servers went down. Overall though, it should about cover for today's video. If you like and subscribe, and into the next one. Deuces!